And you mentioned there were 5 of those?
Yes.
Okay. Well, can you share that with us?
Sure. The first one is sometimes it's a little bit redundant to say, but it's you. I mean, if the individual person who's having the financial problems, they can go to their creditor and they can request a hardship. And they say, look, this is what I'm going through. I've lost my job. I can't afford to make these minimal payments, or my mortgage payment has increased because I was on an adjustable rate.
Mm-hmm.
I need to know what options you have to work with me and see if we can come to an agreement. And believe it or not, some people actually skip over that step. They just think, I can't pay. They're not going to work with me, so I'm not even going to try. So I want to make sure people have at least explored that option to see what programs their lenders and their creditors have for them to make sure that they've gone down that route. So that's number one.
People actually think that the answer is going to be automatically no.
Right.
They just, what is that? Is it that they're afraid to contact them, or they're embarrassed?
I think they have a good reason to believe the answer is going to be no, and the reason is these creditor calls. I mean, the only thing they hear from their creditor is, you owe me, why haven't you paid, when am I going to get my payment? The creditor's not going to call you up and say, how's your day going? I see you haven't made a payment. Is there anything I can do to help you with that?
Right.
So you have to proactively call up and say, I want to talk to the department at this corporation that helps people when they're having difficult times. And there's actually, in mortgage companies, they have a whole hardship department that has specialists that deal with this, and then they have a collections department who just want to get the money.
This seems to me kind of like that a creditor, someone who's loaned you money.
Right.
If you step up and you acknowledge the fact, I think it's almost being forthright and forthcoming and say, look, I'm in a pickle here. Is there something we can work on? That's a better situation to be in than you've been getting a whole bunch of calls and letters and all that kind of stuff. Am I correct
John,
in that?
I mean, yeah, you're hitting it right on the head, because the reason people don't is they're ashamed and they're embarrassed.
Right.
They want to pay, but they don't want to say, look, this is what happened. This is why I can't pay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to just be flat up and be honest with you. And the strategy that most of my clients use, which is actually not one of the 5 options, is the ostrich strategy, where you bury your head in the sand.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, I'm going to pretend like this is not happening to me.
Yeah.
And hope that nothing bad happens. And that's not what you want to do.
Stop whatever you're doing. It doesn't hurt to call and ask. You guys have so much knowledge of what you guys are doing and the information that you give. Once you hang up the phone from that first initial phone call or that first initial confrontation, you're going to feel so much at ease.